What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the land of Reckless Logicc. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. And let's get straight into this video. Alrighty, y'all. You guys already know why we're here. We're here to talk about this year's BET Awards hosted by Taraji P. Henson. I want to get into Taraji P. Henson and her opening act and how she really stepped into her butch lesbian bag and she really shocked the girls. Taraji P. Henson did her own rendition of Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. In terms of the fashion, she was given a very old nasty piece of gangbanger and old nasty piece of blood. As for the performance, I really did like the performance. I felt like it was very different for Taraji. If you may not be aware, the host for the BET Awards typically sing, dance, do something to really get the crowd engaged and really warm them up for what's to come later on in the show. So I felt like she did really good at that, only because, for one, the song choice, and also the fact that she hit us with a curveball. She came out just wrapping the girls up compared to us believing or thinking that she was just gonna sing and dance because I eat the color purple, so we know she can do it. We'll say this as well. After she was done the performance, you could tell Mama gave her all, because Mama was wheezing, she was huffing, she was puffing, she was glistening because she was oily, because she was tired, she was sweaty. So she really did put her all into that performance. Let's get into one of the baddest heifers on the floor. Megan Thee Stallion also performed, and she performed Hiss and Boa. One thing I did notice, Taraji performed Not Like Us, her rendition, which was a diss to Drake. And then Megan Thee Stallion, she also performed Hiss and Boa, which had subliminals directed toward Drake and Miss Minaj. Nonetheless, let me say this. Megan Thee Stallion's body is snatched. She looks stunning. The hair was on fleek. The body was on fleek. The performance, I really did like the performance. I felt like she also did a very good job at engaging the crowd. Now, I will say this as well. When she was performing, one of the thoughts that did cross my mind, I was wondering, were people still mad about the whole Tory Lanez? Are people still mad about that? Like, do people really think that she's still lying? Are people still having a hissy fit over that? I really did want to know what the people were thinking, but she really did do a good job, and I really did enjoy her performance. Now, Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion also performed as well. And as for the fashions for them, it was okay. You can obviously tell they continue to go with the theme of the music video. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, in terms of performance, it was cute. It wasn't bad. It wasn't too good. I wasn't like amazed. And I do believe that has something to do with the fact that Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion have constantly been on my timeline. So when I do see them perform, if it's not horrible or it's like extremely amazing, like on this top tier level, then it's like, okay, this is just regular Megan and Glorilla. But I really did like the performance. Lauryn Hill ate the girls up with her performance. Now, I will say this. Lauryn Hill was sitting over there looking like a loofah, but other than that, she was really doing her thing. And I also noticed that she was on time as well. You can really hear the emotion that she's trying to convey in her music. That's one thing I really do like about Lauryn Hill's voice. It really did give a nostalgic vibe to her performance. And she also performed with YG Marley. And it was phenomenal. I really did enjoy it. And I also did like what Lauryn Hill had on. It was different. It was captivating. It was something that catched one's eye. I really did enjoy it. Let's get into Mr. Will Smith. Now, Will Smith, of course, we all know he started out, now if you don't know, he started out as a rapper. Then he made his way becoming an actor. Then he succeeded in acting. And now he's making his way back into rapping. Now, I'm going to be honest, in terms of his performance with him and Kirk Franklin, I did not listen to not one word he said. Will Smith is so fine to me. So everything that he was rapping about was wah 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 wah. So the first thing that was crossed my mind is, I wonder, can I give an application? Where can I send my application so I can also be invited into the bedroom? To be completely honest, Jada, you can watch, but I want Will. I want Will. But nonetheless, he did really good in his performance. It was cool for what it was. Now let's get into Tyla, Gunna, and hopefully I do not mess up this man's name, Skillabing. Girl, I'm pretty sure I done butchered that man's name. I really did like their performance. I really did enjoy the people that were painted like a tiger, and if you look from a certain angle, it was given like a full-fledged tiger, but obviously you could tell they were people and it was part of art. I really did enjoy that. I really did like the fact that Tyla, she's really bringing her culture to mainstream media and also to America. I really did like that. And I will say this is the first time I've ever heard her speak. So when she was giving her acceptance speech, she has a very strong accent. It's very cute. I live for it. And on the performance, dancers were everything. And I will say this about her performance. I felt like personally that her performance was at one speed throughout. Now, what I mean by that is that when you look at different performances, it may start off slow, then it might have a climax, and then it might land softly. But I will say for her performance, it was the same throughout. Now, Gunna did perform, and Skillabing, I'll be messing this man's name up. But he also performed, and I also did like he had I do not know what you guys call it, so inform me if you guys know. They had the long sticks on their feet and they were walking around. I lived for it. It was different. It was captivating. It was a way to catch the audience's attention. Victoria Monet, she was the MVP of the night. Her performance was stunning. Now, Victoria, she made her way onto the stage and she decided that she wanted to perform On My Mama and All Right. She was everything. The fashions were giving. She had multiple changes throughout her performance. Now, the performance was probably like 4 minutes. Now, she did do a tribute to Michael Jackson. It was a reference to Michael Jackson, and the production was on point. She is a performer. She really is, I'm going to say, a shadow of Beyonce. Now, let's get into Miss Ice Spice. Miss Ice Spice. I'm going to be honest with y'all. In terms of Ice Spice, it was, girl, I was not here for it personally. I really wasn't. Now, I was here for the first couple of sentences that came out of her mouth because that first song, it was giving me life. Because to be honest, in terms of me and Ice Spice, I feel like she sounds the same in terms of her flows, in terms of her music. But that first song, it was giving me life. Now, I know there was some type of drama surrounding her album coming out. The saying that it very much was giving Miss Minaj. But I think that's probably another reason why I liked it, because I felt like it was something different. And since she does sound the same to me on tracks, that when she popped out with something different, aka something Nicki-like, I was like, okay, girl, you finally giving something. Now, I will say this as well. When I was looking at her performance, she really has shown some type of improvement, because to be completely honest, girl, one of the reasons why I did not really get into Ice Spice is because she really doesn't do it for me. She really doesn't give energy. She doesn't give energy performance. She gives, I'm going to do this cute little 1-2, 1-2. You guys are just going to sing the song. I'm going to sing the song, and we're going to call it a night. But I will say this. In this performance, I did see improvement personally. She was giving a little bit more hip than she normally does, and I was here for it. Now, what she had on, girl, I was not here for it. The snow boots, you have it on 2 pieces of clothing. You like it, somebody else will love it. I guess I wasn't really here for it. I felt like I've seen her in better pieces, but however, let's move on. Latto did perform as well. Now, Latto, when she first started her performance, she was giving bathrobe realness. She was giving just stepped out the shower and I'm just sitting on my couch, air drying somewhere. I felt like her performance, it was okay. It wasn't like horrible bad, but to be completely honest, for me, I felt like it didn't translate well on stage. I personally felt like she should have performed a different song that was going to get the people hype. She did look cute. She looked good. Her body was A1. It was T. She was giving her own nasty piece of Cheetah Girls. Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red performed, and I will say this. The production was A1. The production was there. I'm personally not a fan of Sexyy Red, but I cannot sit here and lie and act like she did not have an impact or a movement this year. The girl has been everywhere. The girl has been doing her thing. She has been performing. Now, in terms of her performance, she performed Get It Sexy, and she also performed You My Everything. Now, here's my thing about You My Everything. That was a key. I was flabbergasted. My mouth dropped to the floor. That first note that Sexyy Red let out, I was like, At first, I thought it was a joke. But then I realized it was really part of the performance. I think, I'm going to say, okay, this is my theory. I think the thing when it comes down to Sexyy Red is that it's so bad to the point to where people love it. To me personally, it was bad, but I understand there is a niche and a market for her. And to be completely honest, I can see why people like Sexyy Red. She may not be my favorite, but I can see why people like her. Get It Sexy, the production was there. The production was there. She was giving very much presidential tease. Also with her MAGA, Make America Great, Donald Trump supporting ass. She was having fun. I felt like she was having fun. She was really enjoying herself in the performance. Shaboozey. Hopefully I did not butcher that man's name. He performed. Now he performed Tipsy, his song Tipsy, and his production was, now I will say, production in terms of the BET Awards were on fleek. They were there, they were present, and you could tell they were working hard, except for when they had Cardi B's performance. But other than that, they were working hard and they were present for these presentations and these performances. Now, he performed Tipsy, and the production was there. I'm not too much of a fan of country music unless it's like some revengeful, angry country music like You Cheated on Me, I'm Here to Blow Your House Up, Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, you know, all of that. That's more of my niche in terms of country music. I really enjoy that melanated country artists are receiving their flowers. But also with Shaboozey, he brought up J-Kwon and he performed a bar song, and I'm gonna be honest, he knew what he was doing, and he was very smart. He knew that he's coming to the BET Awards, and he also knew that country is an acquired taste in terms of when you enter certain spaces with melanated people. And he knew that, okay, I can perform my song, but I also need to have something to kind of engage more of the people. And I will say that it was very successful, because when he was performing, at first he was getting like a clap, snap. People were sitting down, kind of like bobbing their head, really enjoying it, you know, for face value. But then when J-Kwon came out and they actually did a mashup of both of their songs together, that's when the boys and girls were really enjoying themselves, and they was really messing with it. Let's get into this Usher tribute. This year at the BET Awards, Usher received the Lifetime Achievement Award, and they decided to give him a tribute. Now, I have been looking online, and there has been mixed reviews on this tribute. So we start the tribute off with Childish Gambino and also Keke Palmer. Now, Childish Gambino, he performed You Don't Have to Call. I really did enjoy his vocals. He sounded phenomenal. And I will say this in terms of Keke. Keke was lip syncing down. She was giving drag queen realness. She was lip syncing her life away. But I will say this, Keke Palmer played it smart. Because to be completely honest, when you actually go through this tribute and some of the performances, some of them should have lip sync as well. But nonetheless, let's move on. Now, Keke, she performed You Make Me Wanna. Now, this is where it was confirmed to me that Keke Palmer was lip syncing, because she was damn near becoming Simone Biles and doing gymnastics on the stage. Meanwhile, there was no shake, there was no movement in her voice, and all the notes were coming out fine. Now, at some point, I was like, okay, maybe she isn't lip syncing, maybe she is. But then when she jumped at that chair and did like some Matrix move, and then there was a note that's supposed to come out of her mouth, and it came out too smooth, I was like, yeah, that baby up there lip syncing. But it was a really good performance. I really did enjoy her being on stage. Now, after Keke Palmer got done with her segment, Then we move over to Summer Walker. Now, Summer Walker, she performed good. Summer Walker, she was given very much low-key starch. She was a little stiff, and we'll have to give it up to her that she has made an effort in terms of incorporating movements, incorporating choreography to add more of an effect to her performances. This is when my girl Coco Jones decides to step into the motherfucking scene, and she looked phenomenal. Now, I will say this, I got several slides for Miss Coco Jones, but she was giving a nasty piece of dominatrix. She was giving very much a soft dominatrix, as in she's gonna tickle your armpits until you can't handle it no more. Not really so much of the dominatrix that's gonna beat the hell out of you. So she was giving very much that. The issue is this slide right here. Don't be kikiing and cacaing all in my man face with his cricket mouth and all. You back up, Coco Jones. Out of all people, you go kiki and caca with somebody else. That one right there is not to be touched. But other than that, she did really good in her performance. Now, another thing I did notice in the performance was that Miss Franklin, Kirk Franklin, oh, he looked like he was in the back about to risk it all. You can tell Coco Jones' mic was on because, baby, the vocals were there and she was killing it. Now, I will say this. There was a point when she was singing when I was kind of nervous for my girl. And I was like, hold up, girl. Was that like a miss? No, like, please don't go off key now. I was kind of scared for my girl. But that was only because she was transporting from off the stage to on the stage, and she recovered when she got back on her feet. That's how you can tell that she was singing live, and she did a phenomenal job, and I was here for it. After that, we got into Miss Marsha. Now, let me say something about Miss Marsha. Miss Marsha, one half of Floetry, I'm gonna need for you to get it together. I don't know what the heck you had on. I don't know what the hell you had on, but it was giving very much Mortal Kombat Kung Lao. That was the first thing I noticed. The second thing is that, girl, she decided that she wanted to perform Superstar. And to be completely honest, the only thing I heard was Falling Stars. It was not given. I heard the televised version of the performance of the tribute. And I also heard when someone was recording live. Now, I will say this. When you hear the recording actually of the person that was actually in the venue, it sounded better. But however, when you heard that televised version, baby, one thing that does not lie is the playback. Miss Marsha, it was a no for me. After we got done with that monstrosity, now we make our way over to Chloe. And Chloe killed it. Chloe looked phenomenal. She ate the girls up. Vocals were on 10. Now, I wasn't sure if Chloe was lip syncing or not. I'm still kind of 50-50 with it because a part of me did feel like she was lip syncing, but another part of me was like, okay, maybe she's not lip syncing. Maybe she really singing and really eating the girls up because she does have the capacity to do so. But I really wasn't sure whether she was lip syncing or not. I really did like Chloe's outfit. She looked good. The body was bodying. The hair was everything. Now, I will say this about the performance. I really wasn't too fond of the dance break. Not so much of the movements itself, but so much of the way that they were executed. I felt like I've seen Chloe dance better in my personal opinion, and I felt like when she executed the dance moves on stage, I felt like it really wasn't. I felt like she could have did better. Let's get into girl, I can't even get her name out. Let's get into Tinashe. Nice and slow is what she performed, and she should have been nice and slow with her practicing. I'm gonna say this. Tinashe is not, to my understanding, she's not a live girl. She's not a live singing, live vocalist girl. That's not her thing. The fact that she actually did do it live, it wasn't 100% horrible. She should have had in certain notes where she was kind of uneasy in execution, say the least. She should have had her background singers step in or had a backtrack to step in when she didn't sing. It played the perfect note. Help yourself out on the front end or on the back end. And this is what I mean when I say Keke Palmer played it smart and she played it safe. If she knew she was going to be over there doing gymnastics, she knew that she was going to need to have some backup in terms of them vocals because she was going to be winded. Now, Tinashe, she did look good. I really did like her dance moves, but in terms of the execution of her vocal agility, it really wasn't given for me personally, but it wasn't horrible. I just felt like she could have did better. Now, these two heifers right here, Victoria Monet and Teyana Taylor, they ate it up. They ate it up. They did. They did. They most definitely was giving a homage to Beyonce and Usher's legendary performance of Bad Girl. It really showed that both ladies are stars. Teyana has always been killing it, and Victoria Monet, who has recently got mainstream attention and really showing the girls that both ladies deserve to be in their rightful spots. And Teyana Taylor had on her black suit. It very much was giving the same energy of her song Bear With Me. That's my song, girl. Honestly, when it came down to Victoria Monet, it was very much giving Crazy in Love, Beyonce type of energy, vibe, essence, and I was here for it. And then we end the tribute with Latto. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Latto's name come across my screen, I was like, Latto? What you mean she over here? I'm like, she finna sing and dance. But then when she came out rapping, I was like, oh, okay. I was here for it. I think maybe because it caught me off guard because I just assumed that she was going to be over here singing and dancing. I was like, okay, is this going to be like a Sexyy Red type of thing going on to where when you hit that first note, it's not going to give? Is she going to lip sync? When she started to perform and she started to rap, I was here for it. I really was. But it was just the ending. You can tell they was kind of waiting for the end to kind of come. They was kind of like freelancing. At least that's what it felt like. In terms of the tribute, they could have found some. They could have switched some people out. I felt like Tinashe could have been switched out. I personally felt like Marsha should have been switched out. I felt like Summer Walker could have been switched out, or at least with Summer Walker, she could have used her not dancing to her advantage and used her dancers to do most of the theatrics and dancing. And I feel like they could have called Tank. They could have called Avery Wilson. They could have called Tori Kelly. I did see the vision for what they were going for. People assumed, or people may have had the idea, that since Usher is a male artist, that there were going to be men participating in his tribute. Childish Gambino, when he first started, I felt like they used him as a way to usher all of the women in, and then people kind of catch on to what they were doing later on. The people were saying that they felt like Chris Brown should have been part of the tribute, and to be completely honest, yes, if him and Usher, to my understanding, were on good terms, then yes, he should have been part of the tribute. But however, you're not going to have a person that allegedly put hands on me and you think that you're going to be sitting up here trying to give me a tribute, especially if we did not make up or have a conversation or an apology was not given, and also that I accepted that apology, and you think you finna get on stage and tribute to me and give a tribute to me, and also to think that another person is probably gonna have the ego set up to do that, yeah, that probably wasn't gonna happen. As for the tribute itself, I'm gonna say the tribute was okay. It wasn't like a horrible tribute. I have seen people online really trashing the tribute, and I can understand their critiques, but at the same time, for me personally, I wasn't like, oh my god, this is just a horrible tribute. For me personally, it wasn't really that 100% bad. This year's BET Awards, it was okay, and I really did enjoy it, but I'm also clear that I'm also not a person who has extremely high standards when it comes down to movies, with TV shows, award shows. So for me, if I like it, I just like it for what it is. If I don't like it, I don't like it for what it is. That is it for my video for today, guys. Please make sure you guys pop that like button, hit the subscribe button, and please smack that notification bell so do not miss any more posts from me. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys later. Deuces!